Good news. If we're already talking about showings and open houses, that means we are well on our way to getting your home sold. So I just want to cover a couple of things in this short snippet. Number one, showings. What I will typically do if we haven't already is set some parameters with you. I will always let you know when a showing has been requested, even if you're not living in the home, because it's important for you to know when people are coming and going out of your home. However, one of the things that's really important is for me to know if I can't get a hold of you to approve the showing, are you okay with me proceeding? I never want you to miss a showing opportunity. And even when we post on the MLS that we require advance notice for showings, inevitably I will get calls during the course of a day that say, hey, I just drove by the place. I've got my buyers in the car. Can we go see it? So there are short notice showings, even when we say we don't want them. And I always want to make sure that you don't miss a showing that you otherwise want. So that's one of the parameters that we should come up with is, again, some rules around, do you need to approve the showings, or am I okay to approve them without hearing from you? And if you do want to approve them, how would you like me to handle it if I get a request and you're not available to approve it? Would you like me to go ahead and decline all of those or approve them? So showings are really important. Again, much like we talked about preparing your house, make sure that the house looks beautiful if it's going to be shown. Two things that I always recommend, and they may sound kind of cheesy, but it does set the mood. One, if you've got the ability to have music on in the house, some smooth jazz, something without lyrics, because you never want to offend anybody with lyrics, but some nice, peaceful, enjoyable music. There's a reason music plays a part in shopping. If you go to stores, you will find that there are very sophisticated stores that pick the type of music that psychologically makes people want to take their time to shop. It's a study. I'm telling you, it's real. It's something similar that we try to do with the home. The other thing is scents are really important. And it's finding the right blend. You do not want to stick Glade plugins all over your house because they have been known to give people migraines and cut a showing very short. But you do want the house to smell fresh. So if you have an oil diffuser, sometimes that's nice to have on. Otherwise, just trying to keep it a neutral scent in the home. And lastly, have all the lights on. When somebody walks into a house, that first impression registers immediately on their brain. And if they're walking into a dark house, it sets the tone for what the rest of the showing may be like. Not that it's the end all be all, but if you have the ability to turn the music on and turn the lights on before you leave, it just helps make the showing even better. If this happens to be an agent accompanied showing because the price point is higher than $1 million, then that's something obviously I will make sure to have arrangements to do in advance. But it still helps even in those cases if you're leaving the home because you occupy the home, turn those things on for me and it will give us a good start on the showing. Open houses. Open houses is another area that I really do make decisions on based on what's going on in the market, what's going on with competition, what's going on with your home, and circumstances that are convenient for you. I have a couple of different ways that I view open houses. In a normal state of things, I don't want to put an open house on too early because it dilutes my ability to see the natural and true interest in your home. Why do I say that? If I list your home on a Monday and we advertise that Monday that an open house is coming on Sunday, that may cause people to say, you know what, I'm not going to bother scheduling a showing. I'll just wait and go to the open house. I lose the opportunity to see that they were a real legitimate buyer that would have otherwise scheduled the appointment, because now they're going to float through your house like everybody else and stay anonymous and not commit to being a true buyer. So I will usually, all things considered, wait on an open house to see what the organic traffic looks like, people that are serious and willing to schedule a showing, to give me space to do that. There are some times where it may make sense to do an accelerated open house because we want to come on strong. If we're expecting multiple bids, we may want to open it up and do an early open house. But again, my point is, I don't do a one size fits all. We'll look at what your tolerance is for open houses and we will match that with some of the other considerations and come up with the right plan. What we don't want to do is do open houses every Sunday. I hear people bragging about that as though that is somehow a badge of honor. It actually is like if somebody were to send you an ad to your mailbox every day for the same thing over and over and over again, what kind of things would you think in your mind? One, you'd feel like too much of a good thing. Two, you might say, wow, they're really desperate. Why did they keep doing that? So I am not a fan of saturating the market with open houses. If somebody's serious, then they're going to want to come and see your home, whether there's an open house or not. So again, I do think open houses are a nice way to have people that may be soft lookers, convert them into someone who's serious about your home. But generally speaking, they're one tool in a toolbox that we should talk about how best to use for your home. The last bullet on here is showing feedback. What I will typically do is always give you a summary of some of the feedback after the showings as I get them. What I want to share is a couple different things related to that. By using the system I do for people to schedule showings, they automatically get a form to fill out as soon as their showing is over. We will look forward to seeing what that feedback is for the agents that take the time to submit it. Not everybody does. There are a lot of agents that will show properties and never give feedback one way or the other, even if you call them. But they will all get a form. If I get those forms, one of the things that I am happy to do, and by default will do, is I will forward those forms on to you so you can see the verbatim feedback. I mention this because every now and again, some people think they want feedback until they get it, and they find the feedback, especially because it's oftentimes pretty blunt, sometimes a bit challenging to swallow. So you've got to let me know, you know your tendencies, you know your tolerances. Let me know whether you think you'd like to receive that feedback or not. Again, my default is to send it to you because it's your home and you deserve to see the feedback. But if I need to not start that, or if at some point it's bothering you and we need to turn it off, I'm happy to do so. I will still try to, if nobody fills out the forms, I will still try to reach out and find out from people what feedback they have. What you find 9 times out of 10, if they're interested, you're going to know about it. If they didn't take the time to fill out the form and they're not responding to an inquiry about feedback, that in and of itself is feedback. Unfortunately, agents get really busy with showings. If you've got a buyer and you're taking them out to see, 5, 10, 8, 12, sometimes 21 houses a day, you may not have the time or the appetite to give feedback on every one of those. Again, I give feedback on every property I show because I know how much I appreciate it, but it's not right for me to expect everybody else to do the same because I've been proven that they more times than not don't give feedback. But if I get it, you'll have it. It's also one of the things I feed into the weekly report. So I'll put that feedback in and you'll see it in the weekly summary on your home. So that's how we'll manage appointments. Again, it's really important for you to know when people are coming, going from your home. As another plug, don't forget to take care of arrangements at the gate so that we don't have any problems getting people in to see your property.